Alright, so what is up guys? It's your man Wardog3 here, and we're going to jump straight into it as we have a lot to cover today. I won't introduce the gameplay like I always do, as it's a sad gameplay for a sad time. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know Sony and PlayStation are ending all physical disc production by January 2028. Not only that, but to add insult to injury, they're also shutting down the PS3 and PS Vita store in the near future, and also remove 550 some odd movies from consumers' hands without refund or explanation. Now, I'm sure that many of you have a similar story to me. I've been a loyal PlayStation customer since I first started playing the PlayStation 2 back in 2001. Though I feel incredibly old saying that, I have made so many memories across all the PlayStation consoles. Going with my dad to Blockbuster to rent a new PlayStation 2 game, dominating on Uncharted 3's multiplayer on the PS3, goofing around with friends on Black Ops 3 multiplayer, or even grooving to the 444th Air Base hangar theme in Ace Combat 7 on PS4, which I think part of its theme is very fitting for this. Playing the amazing Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and looking forward to the release of Ace Combat 8 on the PS5. The moral of the story here is that I have stuck through PlayStation through their ups and their downs. When they were really popular and really successful in the PS2 and the PS4 eras, to when they were very down in the PS3 eras. I'm sure we're all familiar with the days when we joked around, or other people joked around, that said the PS3 had no games. Or the meme where people are, grilling hot dogs on their PS3. In spite of their difficulties back then, I stuck with PlayStation, with the PlayStation 3, not going over to Xbox 360, even though it was tempting for a lot of people, and a lot of people did end up doing that. But I stuck with PlayStation, believing that they were making the right decision, and it turned out they did, as the PS3 ended up outselling the Xbox 360 by the end of that 7th generation console war. Which is why it pains me so much, looking back on this, that all these memories will end with the PS5, given the recent PlayStation announcement. Because I have said, as many other loyalist PlayStation fans have as well, is that if there's no disc, there's no PS6. And for those who are concerned and are subscribed to or watch this channel, do not worry. All the Ace Combat 8 content that I advertised previously will still be coming, as I can still acquire the game via a physical disc, and I will, in fact. But the thing is that I refuse to spend my money on something I do not own. In other words, when the future is all going to be digital purchases. And I know I just outed myself as a dinosaur by mentioning Blockbuster. But for those who don't know, I still purchase and use disc games for over half of my PS5 library, despite certain people accusing me of the contrary. Because really, the only digital games that I own are game releases that don't have discs. Think about games like Marvel Rivals, or a niche game like Nocia, or those that I get for free from PlayStation Plus's free games, which isn't often because, as also has been apparent, PlayStation Plus's free games haven't really been that good in recent years. Speaking of which, the service has increased in price without really any benefit or improvements. Monthly games have not been great, and so for me, this announcement of the killing of discs by PlayStation is really just the final nail in the coffin of my growing frustration with Sony and PlayStation during the PS5 era. This isn't the sole thing. This has been building up for quite some time. And not only that, but my priorities are changing as I grow older, and I have big events on the horizon next year. So overall, it just seems like the right time to bid farewell. As much as I would not like to do that, I just can't believe that Sony and PlayStation have become literally the very thing they swore to destroy. I mean, you think about it. You have the pioneers of Blu-ray media who correctly went all in on it for the PS3, mind you, and defeated the mighty DVD. I mean, that was a huge gamble, which contributed to all the uncertainty surrounding the PS3 and its success during that generation. And now, amazingly, they're leading the charge to kill it off. Now, when I say that Sony and PlayStation are becoming the very thing they swore to destroy, I am, of course, talking about this famous, although I guess it's an infamous now, video promotion that was 13 years ago in order to win the console wars against Xbox. Does everyone remember this?
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation.
It is incredible not only that that was 13 years ago, but to where we have come. So this is the end of the road for me unless PlayStation changes. Some think it is still possible as Sony and PlayStation have been receiving massive backlash, and rightfully so, but all signs state that they won't budge due to making business decisions retooling their disc manufacturing building even before this announcement. And so, like Barbara from Shark Tank would say, I'm out. However, like her, I could also go back in. However unlikely that might be. Some people have asked me if I'll convert to Xbox. Truthfully, I don't know. It remains to be seen if they will capitalize on this golden opportunity literally handed to them on a silver platter by PlayStation. They have this opportunity to win the next console war, just as Sony did to them in the PS4 versus the Xbox One era. Unfortunately, however, all signs point to this not being the case, as Xbox will likely follow suit with Sony in furthering an all-digital world. But I might consider it if Xbox protects physical media, as odd as that sounds given their history, specifically that PS4 versus Xbox One era. Other folks have been trying to get me to leave the console peasants and join the PC master race for a while now. So truthfully, I just don't know. I'm really in a tizzy, as PlayStation has been pretty much all I've ever known for my entire 25 years of gaming. Well, we had a good run. For now, Ace Combat 8 will be the swan song for me, but hopefully Sony and PlayStation will reconsider their decision. I do ask that please comment down below to let me know how long you have been a loyal PlayStation consumer before, so we can commiserate together, because this really is an unfortunate time, and the end of an era, mind you, from, I would say, the golden era of gaming. So my friends, that's going to be it for the video. Please join me in pouring one out for discs and physical media.